How are you? It's an interesting one, isn't it? Yeah, we all just say we're fine, don't we? How socially accepting is that? How are you? Fine. But we're not, are we? We're not fine. We all have multiple layers of expression that are going on, and some of it is challenging, and some of it is really bright and really expressive, and some of it is aching for change. And it's just we're just this multi-layer of chaos. Chaos. But at the same time, what a beautiful version of being human is that, you know, multi-layered. I mean, if you were to stop in the street when you see your friend and they ask you how you are, and you say, well, actually, I'm this multi-layered version of human being, and I've got so much going on. Some of it's really bad and some of it's really good, but I'm so glad you asked. We're all too busy. We're all too busy to stop and listen and take interest. And I think one of the most important things that us humans have is the ability to be really sensitive to others. We have this acquired, like animals don't have it. I don't think they do. You can challenge me on that if you want to. That would be a great debate. I'd love that. But we that moment in time when you see someone and you ask them how they are, I think it's just so valuable because then that person goes away and they have the opportunity to indulge themselves a little bit more in how they are, becoming more aware of how they are, which kind of ties in a little bit, I guess, to one of the yamas. And so this in this series, we've been talking about the principles of yoga, the ones that we look into off the mat. So lifestyle yoga is probably the most rich, and there's so much more to it than physical. And I love it. I love to talk about it. I love to practice it every day. And it is life changing in a way that you become more aware of who you are. And in that instance, you have created a ripple effect throughout your space and time. So, whoever's in that space and time for change. So, like what we consume, what we eat, what we see, what we indulge in, we become. So if you're watching a lot of, and I say this every time I do one of these as part of this series, and I promise, my promise to you is that I'm going to help you or support you if you want to move back into your essential self. So that person that you show up in your uniqueness that is so original, there's no other one like it. Because we all are a little bit fearful of that one, because especially when you get to a certain point in your life, because you've done so much organizing to fit in to the mundane, to the restricted. And what is your great question? Great, great question. What is your life about? It's quite an interesting question. What is your life about? What is it around about? Oh my gags are rubbish. Um, yeah, where do you see yourself as life? What part do you play in life? And this is not purpose. This is not, everyone has a purpose, and that can be the most profoundly simple, elegant version of life, like planting flowers or walking your dog or checking in on someone every day or being creative or whatever you feel it might be. We're in purpose every day, unless you sort of remain lying down on the floor or something. So, I mean, because we've overused the word purpose, I would say quite a lot. So, like I say, it's my promise to you that through the experience I had with the yoga practice off the mat, that I will support you to move back toward your very essential self, your unique genius. And like your unique genius is essentially who you are at your core. And it gets stolen. You can allow it to be stolen from you. There's so many things that you can allow to be taken from you. It's that experience of lack or not be, it's also that experience of lack or not being enough. It's your truth being completely dampened and completely taken away. So it could be an inner conflict. You could have this voice that's saying, no, you can't do that. What makes you think you can do that? But again, that comes from sort of that voice that's been conditioned and programmed and enhanced, manipulated. So ask yourself this question. Who do I believe I am at my core? And this is the essence of one of my truth questions. It can take a long time. Well, it depends what you think of a long time. It can take a moment to get you back to that place, but it can also take a while for you to peel back the layers. And that's why starting in a physical practice of some sort, it might not be yoga, but starting to move into your body. That's why you see so many somatics and you see so many kind of like people online now moving into their body quite freely. I mean, I used to, I was crazy. But moving into your body and getting used to how it feels and having a relationship with your body, however that shows up, can really pull you back. But if you're kind of like numbing it with stuff, we won't go into that, but just you know what that thing is for you personally, to keep your distance from your body, then the wave doesn't begin, the motion doesn't begin, this doesn't start. You stay in that kind of physical. Can I do that? Hold my little light. Oh, that's cute. You stay in that expression of almost quite robotic, almost quite sort of do this, do that, busy, 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 busy. So that's why slowing down is really hard for people. So in yogic terms, from the Yoga Sutras, Patanjali's Yoga Sutras, the third yama is asteya, and asteya means non-stealing. And non-stealing is a way or an expression of your life force or your baga. It's gone. Your life force, your energy. And that is really important. It's so important. So the first thing you'll think about, like if you practice yoga or something physical, is if you're in the negative version of asteya, then you are forcing yourself, and we all do this. Like we can be in jobs where we're forcing ourselves, we can be in relationships where we're forcing ourselves, we can have a miss kind of communication on the inside where we're not listening to what we really are. So there's so many interpretations of this, so many interpretations of asteya, and the practice of it can be quite resistant. Another one of my favorite words. Resistance is key. So you might be listening to this and thinking, oh my God, I'm not, oh my God, that's such a great term, isn't it? My goodness, what is this about? Why haven't I thought about this before? What gives me the distraction? What gives me the incentive to be worthy of being my core genius or moving into my core genius? And what's taking it away? What's taking it away? Really, really, really like think about what could be taking away from you who you really are. You know it. You know it in your body. You know it when you go to that job that just stings every time you walk in the door. You know it every time you're sat down with that person who denies you your opinion or doesn't allow you to speak your version. You know when you consume that thing that takes your energy away or makes you feel lethargic and makes you feel like you don't want to do anything. You know. So you're either self stealing, which is human beings are, and I read this again today, and it always makes me chuckle, are a version of perfect and stupid. That's it. We version of perfect and stupid. I mean, it makes so much sense because we have the ability to make some really stupid. I keep looking at this further. Really stupid um decisions. But at the same time, we're perfect because we were made. I know what it's about purpose, but it is just about purpose. That we are made perfectly. We're just all one. We're all one. We're all part of one thing, whatever that thing is to you. So yeah, your body will how do you know that you're in a version, what version of a stayer you are in? I would suggest going into your like journal and writing down the word steal, take, force, push, and just have a feel of where what that brings up for you. I tend to force myself in, I tend to push myself at, I tend to look uh, too far forward in this instance or too far back. So either anxiety or depression. I am feeling contracted in this situation. So it's causing you discomfort. All of the beauty of the yamas and the niyamas is that the resistance part is the element of learning. So this is not about being right or wrong. It's just being human. Human. And it can be really revealing if you're starting on a journey of wanting something more for yourself, like wanting to be more the person you showed up as or believe that you should be showing up as. And that's a really creative thing. It can be professional, it can be in relationship, it can be in the workplace, wherever it is. And it's when things start to change. You'll know what I'm talking about. You'll know your version of this, and it's so different for so many different people. But I just want you to understand that no matter how you feel, there is an essence of self that is provoking you to be more. Like humans, us lot, are made to expand. Humans are made to expand. That's the natural way of things. So just as the heart expands, it retreats. Just as you breathe, your lungs expand, they retreat. just as your experience expands and your awareness and your knowledge expands, it can retreat back, but it will always expand again. That's the beauty of evolving, evolving. So it goes through this contraction release, expansion release. That, if you blow into a balloon, there's a certain point the balloon stops because it is only made to go to a certain point, and then it releases. You either let it go, the breath comes out of the balloon, or it pops. So for us to think that in life everything should just go well all of the time is we've been misinformed. Yeah. So I used to get really frustrated by this because I used to work really, really hard and push, push, push and try, try, try. And I'm like, why isn't it working? Get upset, get annoyed, still nothing working. La 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 la. The same, the same, the same. And what I've realized now, or over the last decade or so, is to just let it be what it is at the time and work with it within its limitations, nudge up against its limitations, depending on how far you're willing to my throat, willing to nudge it to get a response to help you see where you're at, and then work within it. There is a point in time when everything will be perfectly aligned, when you can move away from it or retreat back, and then you start to expand again. Oh, I love it. I love it so much. You can put it to everything. You can put it to the way that you think, the words that you use, the actions that you take, everything. So this one in particular, Asteya, is for me is such a vibrant one of the yamas, because it just seems to sum up everything. So to practice that kind of balanced version of Asteya is to be in contentment, consistency, alignment, and gratitude. And even those elements have certain contractions as well. So, cool. Don't you just love it? I hope that whatever I've said there, you get something from, because sometimes I talk before I come to you, I'm like, yeah, 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 yeah. And then I come to you and I'm like, oh gosh, what was it I was going to say? But anyway, let's see. Yeah, stay in your meditation practice as well. Making sure that you have that time just to go inward. See how you wait find out. Honestly, nothing's coming. I had one earlier, I pulled for myself. I was like, show me the expression of this chat. And it was a sentient being, green maid, listening, listening really closely. Nature. Ooh, what's your version of nature? What makes you feel space, clean, fresh? Walk in unknown territory to see from a new perspective. Okay, so this might, what I'm saying here, because I'm feeling that this might not be being received too well. So maybe come back to this a couple of times and listen, because there's maybe some gems in it, but it might just not be obvious what it is at the moment. That's interesting, isn't it? Like going back to stuff, going back over things. Yeah, I just get really excited that by doing this practice and moving, I mean, I'm really looking forward to setting up a program where people can enter in and just move through these practices every day. Um, soon through online space. And that you can really take the moment in time just to check in with yourself and just see where you're at. It's all about the journey tonight. Strange journeys. Take control of your quest. Choose your companions wisely. That is so interesting because earlier on I was talking to myself, thinking about, you know, alignment is such a great word. Write it down. But if you go to the front of the word, it says ally. So who and what are your allies? Who's coming with you? An ally is spelled ALY. Ally. It's not Ali. Mobile. Ali. Remember Ali Mobile? Ali. It's ally. Who are your allies? Who are you taking with you? Who is the person that doesn't steal your energy? Where is the environment that doesn't drag you down and suck you dry of all your absolute beauty and light and creativity? Um, so where are they? Where are your peoples? Where are your environments? And the more you do this work, the more you get so used to it. You just know that you're either out of that space or in that space, and you can play with it rather than get agitated by it, and respond to it well. So yeah, it's the journey. It's the journey within. It's the resistance around it, and it's the playfulness. Yeah, sounds great. If you want to know more about this, if you feel that you have questions, then reach out, please. I'd be happy to talk to you, so we can go a little bit deeper. Namaste, everyone. Love and light, and all of those great things, all mixed up with a little bit of resistance. Okay. Love you. Bye.